Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Info Street. In today's video, we are diving into the Content Enricher palette function of SAP Integration Suite. We will be working with two JSON APIs, converting their data to XML and then combining the XML data using the Content Enricher. So let's get started. Here we will be using Content Enricher. So let me just explain few things about it. So Content Enricher is a powerful component within the SAP Integration Suite that allows you to exchange the content of the message by incorporating additional data from external sources. It is a crucial tool for creating enriched and comprehensive data sets for further processing. Okay, so this will be the final output that we will get at the end of this video. Okay, and for this we are using the two JSON APIs. The first one is this one, users one, and second one is this post one. Okay, now let's just quickly open our integration suite. Okay, now here you need to click on add, then select integration flow, enter the name of the integration flow. Let me add Content Enricher demo 1. Okay, now click on add and open in editor. So this is the default template. Let me just click on edit. Okay, I don't need sender here, so let me just remove it. Okay, let me just add a timer event. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, now I am deleting the start message event. So here the first thing that we are going to do is to copy this URL for the JSON API. So here I am going to use the external call request reply. Okay, let me just drag and drop the receiver here and the adapt. Let me just connect it. Here I will be using the HTTP adapter. Okay, let me just add the URL that I have copied. Okay, the method will be get. Everything seems good. Now what we need to do is to deploy this particular iFlow. Let me click on deploy and then click on OK. Okay, we need to just navigate to deployment status. Click on navigate. Okay, close. Here we need to change the log level to trace, and then we need to again redeploy the iFlow. Okay, now we need to go to monitor message processing. Okay, click on logs, trace, then message content, click on end, payload. So as you can see, you have successfully received the payload. Now we will go back to our iFlow. Okay, so now let me just, so as you can see here, this particular payload, it is basically the array which contains the JSON objects. So we need to modify this payload, and for this we will use the content modifier. So now let me just quickly navigate to our iFlow. We will add the content modifier. We'll go to the message body and let me add few lines here. So I have added the root, and inside root there will be the users, and inside users we will be having the body. We will having the body. We will choose the type as expression. Now we will deploy it again. Okay, now let's navigate back to the message processing. So as you can see, you have got the desired payload. Okay, now let me just add JSON to XML converter. Okay, we'll select this one. Let me just realign it. Okay, okay, so now we will deploy it. Okay. Now let's go and check in the message processing. Go to logs, trace. Okay, message content, payload. Okay, now we have converted our JSON message into the XML format. Okay, so as you can see, we have two root here. So I need to uncheck a checkbox in the JSON to XML converter. So let me just quickly do that. Processing. So here is this add XML root element. We will uncheck it. And then again, we will deploy it. Okay, so now as you can see, we have only single root and it is perfect. So now let's just copy the another JSON API URL for the post. We will create another integration process for the post. Okay, so now let me select the integration process. Now I will drop it here. Let me readjust it. Okay. Now I will copy these four components: start timer, request reply, content modifier, and JSON to XML converter. I will copy it here and I'll paste it here. Okay. Now let me rename it to users and this integration process to post. Okay, now let me just copy this URL. I need to enter it in the request reply connection adapter. So let me just add one receiver here. Let me connect it. I will choose an adapter HTTP. Okay, so now in the connection settings, let me paste the URL. The method will be get here. Now in the content modifier, I need to modify the message body. Now it will be post here. Okay, and let me check this. It is fine. Let me deploy it. Okay. So as you can see here, we have two content enricher artifact. Okay, so here, so the first one is for the integration process user and second is for the integration process host. Okay, so here one thing is missing, that I haven't included the end message here. So let me just quickly add it in the integration process posts. I will add the end message event. Okay. Now let me just deploy it. Okay. Click on logs, trace, click on end, then okay, it was this one. Go to logs, trace. Yeah. So here, the message content, the payload, you have also successfully converted the second JSON into the XML format. Okay. So now what we will do, we will add the message mapping. Okay, so let me just quickly add the message mapping here. So for message mapping, we will import a schema, an XSD schema. So for this, we need to navigate to the references, then click on add schema, then choose XSD. Okay. I've already created one XSD file for the user, so I will open it and add it here. Okay. So now let me just show you what are the contents of user.xsd file. So here it is. So we have one root element here. Inside root there are users with min occurs 0, max occur unbounded, and inside users we have ID, name, username, email, address, city, then phone, company. Okay, so click on OK here. Now we will create a message mapping. Give it a name. Let me give it user. Click on create. Okay, now here you need to add the source message. Let me choose the user.xsd here. Click on OK. And for the target, I am also using the same. You can use different mapping if you want. Now let me just map both of them. Click on root, then click here. Now click on OK. Now similarly, we will do the same process for the post integration. Okay. For the post integration iFlow, we will go to references, we will add a schema, select XSD. Now we'll browse it. I've already created it, so I will select it. Now click on add. Now let's check out the content of post. Okay, so in here we have root, we have post, and inside post we have user ID and ID. Okay. Now let me just add one message mapping in the integration process. We'll search for message mapping here. Then we will adjust it. Now let me create a message mapping. Let's give it a name as post. Create. Now let me add the source message. We'll use this post.xsd file, and for the target, the same one. Okay, click on OK. Okay. Now let's deploy it. Now let's go back to our message processing. Okay, let me change the log level to trace. For this, we need to again redeploy our application. Click on OK. Okay, so now we'll go to monitor message processing. Now we'll click on message. Now let me click on message content. Okay. So as you can see, we have mapped our message here and we have got the payload. Let me just copy it and paste it here. As you can see, we have used the message mapping here and got the payload that we wanted. Okay. Okay. The next step is adding of Content Enricher. Okay, we will select it. We will add the Content Enricher. Let me just search for it. Okay, so we'll select this Content Enricher here. Let me adjust it. Let me add one receiver. Okay. Let me connect this receiver to the Content Enricher and we will use the process direct adapter here. Go to connections, mention the address here. Let's say post. Okay. So in the Content Enricher, we have two algorithms. The first one is Combine and second one is Enrich. So the Combine algorithm merges the two XML documents into one, while the Enrich algorithm adds data from the secondary message to the primary message. Okay. So now let me just choose Combine here. Okay, now let me just delete this particular start timer and I will add the sender here and also the start message event. Okay, so now let me connect it to start. Now I will be using the adapter process direct here and the connection okay, in the connection I will add the same address. So in the connection I will add the same address that I have entered the previous process direct. Okay, let me just add the address here, post. Okay, so as of now I have selected this Combine as an aggregate algorithm. Let us deploy it. Now let's navigate to the monitor message processing. Click on logs, trace. So we have got this payload here. As you can see, we have this multi-map message 1, and in here we have the message 2. But let me just quickly copy it and paste it here, so for the better visibility. So here you can see we have the multi-map message 1, and we have this message 2 here. Okay. What does this combine algorithm do? It actually merges the two XML documents into one. Let me just close it. Now let me go to our integration flow. Okay. This was not the desired output that we wanted. So to change the output, we have to change the aggregation algorithm. So here we have to enter these things. We have to enter the path to the node, the key element for both original message and the lookup message. Let me just check the path. So the path here is root users, and the ID will be ID. Key element will be the ID. So let me just enter the path here, root/users. The key element will be ID. And for the lookup message, the path will be root host, and the key element will be ID. So let me enter the same here, root host and the user ID. Okay, now let me deploy it again. So now we have got the payload here. Let me copy it. Okay. So here you can see we have got the payload here. We have combined the. So here the enrich algorithm added the data from the secondary message to the primary message. So this is not the correct output that we have seen in the beginning. So this is not the correct output that we have seen in the beginning. So we need to make certain changes. So let me go back to the integration flow. So here I need to add the XSLT mapping. Let me search for XSLT mapping. Let me readjust it. Okay. Okay. Here we need to define the resource. So we will navigate to the references. We will add the XSLT mapping. Click on add mapping, XSLT mapping. So I have already created one. Let me just choose it. Let me just choose it. Okay, add. I have added it here. Let me just open it. This is the XSL document. Here we have defined the root. So yeah. Okay, so we will use this particular XSL file for our mapping. Okay, now let me click on the XSLT mapping. Okay, create. Okay, no, I need to upload it. So let me just go back. We will click here. Okay. Okay, I will go to processing tab. I will need to click on select. Then I will select this count post. Okay. And I will deploy it. Okay, now let me just navigate to the message processing. Okay. Okay. Click on trace. So we have got the payload. Let me copy it. So as you can see, we have got the desired output that I showed you in the beginning. Okay. So we have successfully combined data from two JSON APIs using the Content Enricher palette function in the SAP Integration Suite. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more tutorials on SAP Integration Suite. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.